Hey everyone, I wanted to take a moment to show you a tool that I feel is an important one to have as a part of your toolbox when building RC helicopters. This is called the greaser. It's used for greasing sealed bearings that come in your helicopter, such as the ones in your blade grips and for your main shaft. As you'll see, there's a seal on both sides of that bearing. It's been said that the bearing is, when bearings are made, the grease that's in them is simply for shipping and to make sure the bearing doesn't rust. So it's important to grease your bearings once you get them in your possession. Now, these bearings were already in my blade grips, and so what I did to get them out is I put the blade grips and bearing blocks in the oven at 350 degrees for about 8 to 10 minutes and simply bump them a couple times and the bearings will fall right out. At that point, let them cool off and you're ready to grease them. So this is the greaser. It takes any kind of grease you want. The grease I use of choice is by Lucas. It's Red and Tacky number 2. It's an NLGI grease. It is red in color and it really doesn't have an odor to it like some greases do. Okay, so here's the greaser. As you'll see, if you open it up, there's a cleaning stick, and if you take this out, this is where the grease goes. So you fill that up with grease and you put this in here. And you take that stick out and lay it to the side. So how this works, well, you simply take a bearing, set it in here like such, and you use this tool here, and you're going to apply some firm pressure going down. If you watch closely, you'll see the grease that's already part of the bearing actually come out, and the new grease will begin to come through. So there's some yellowish grease that's making its way right now. If we keep going here, we keep applying a little more pressure till we see red grease come all the way through, all the way around. And that's it. Now we can use this to clean off some of this grease here. Okay, and here you go. Here's the finished product. This is fully greased, ready to put back in the helicopter. Very smooth and packed all the way around now with good fresh grease, so we know there's no mishaps to happen. So we'll do that one more time. Do it with a little smaller bearing this time. I'm going to clean this out first. Tends to be a lot of waste, but not a big deal because the grease is pretty inexpensive. Okay, so we take our smaller bearing, we're going to put it in here. And again, we simply take our tool, push down, apply steady pressure. And you'll see the grease come up around through there. And again, I'm going to clean this off. And the finished product again. Freshly greased bearing ready to go. You can do a lot of bearings with this. As you get low on grease, you simply just take a popsicle stick and fill the greaser back up. Again, we just take this out, fill that up with grease, put it back in and keep working. When you're all done, you can leave grease in it to store it. Just simply put your cap back on It seals it up and you're good. I tend to put mine in a Ziploc baggie just in case it was to open up. But you're ready to go. Trick to putting those bearings back in, if you have bearings that are tight to fit back in, is to put your bearings in the freezer when you're done. So again, I take all my bearings, I put them in a Ziploc bag, I put them in the freezer for 15-20 minutes. And if you have any tight aluminum pieces that they don't want to pressure their way into, they'll simply fall right in place and they're ready to go for you. So there you have it, the greaser.